Alright, hey everybody. So, this is probably going to be my very last, if not uh, one of the last videos where I'll be going over different skills because I think I've pretty much covered just about everything. And then I'm going to start uploading those PvP videos or PvP content. So, this video is just going to be a mashup pretty much of all the different things that I didn't really go over or talk about, such as hidden skills or hidden key combos, MP regen, and stuff like that. I get a lot of questions about MP regen. But anyways, I'm going to start this video off with different ways to take your weapon out instantly. Okay, so right now I'm hidden here, I'm wearing my camo. You can see me if I zoom in, right? If you're laying down and you want to get up quick, you can use the directional key A or D, and then left mouse button and space. You'll hop right up. But your weapon's not out. But that's a cool thing to know. Anyways, you want to take your weapon out. What is the fastest way to do it? You can do a forward dashing skill that attacks at the same time. I don't know what to call it. I'll call it forward dashing attack. Alright, so press W to move forward, tap your left mouse button. Okay, now my weapon's out. I'll put it away, I'll do it again, and it's out. Okay, and one of the cool things about that skill, I guess it would be a hidden skill because it's not really a skill, is that it allows you to move faster than if you were to run around normally. So this is normal running, not sprinting, just normal running. And I can spam the skill by tapping my left mouse button at the right time. You have to time it correctly. Okay, so I'll do that. And that will move you a lot fast, or not a lot, but it will move you faster than if you were just to be running around like this. It's not faster than sprinting, which is like this, but it's faster than regular running. And I use this a lot in PvP. Like, I'm not joking. You'll see it in my PvP videos later when I upload them. I use this a lot to get away, and the reason I use this is because I don't want to sprint, because I want to save my stamina later for Q canceling or any other sort of canceling. You need your stamina. It's really valuable. So running away isn't always the best because my opponent will catch up to me, and I want to run a little bit faster than them, so I'll do this. But be careful when you do this, because when you're using this skill, if you hold your left mouse button for too long, this is what happens. You do that second attack, and you don't want that, so you have to press it and let go as fast as you can in order for this to work. Okay? So that's one way. A second way you can take your weapon out immediately is with a skill called Call of Earth, and I get a lot of questions about this skill as well. Not everyone has it, but if you do have it, this is good to know. Call of Earth takes your weapon out from the idle stance. Right, my weapon is not out. I'm gonna press Call of Wind, and now my weapon is out. Okay, so I'm gonna put it away. I'll show you another thing you can do with Call of Earth, which is canceling. It roots you in place, right? Before you can move, it roots you for about a second. You can cancel that second half of the animation by canceling, just like any other skill. Put my weapon away, and I'll cast it again, and this time I'll cancel. So that's another way you can take your weapon out, and a way you can cancel Call of Earth. So now I'm going to go over MP regen. I get a ton of questions about this all the time. How do you regen so much without spirit healing? And I do that using a skill called Reaper's Flurry, also known as Blasting Gust. I do this by Q spamming. So first I'm going to burn all my MP. Okay, so now I have no MP, and you need 60 to use the skill, so let's do that. Alright, so now I have 60 and I want to regen MP. And now I have a full bar. Usually it only takes about 3 hits to get a full bar of HP back, MP back. And the reason that I didn't was because these scarecrows, believe it or not, they're pretty spaced out. But if you have your mobs, you need at least 5 or more in order to regen that quickly. If you have 5 or more that you're hitting in a small space, you'll regen your MP bar to full in like just 2 or 3, like 3 or 4 hits maybe. I'd say average about 3. So that's a really good thing to know, and that's the reason why I can survive off of, you can see right here my number 4, that's a small MP pot. That's because I don't need to use anything greater, because I can spam Reaper's Flurry, aka Blasting Gust, to regen my MP very efficiently. So the next thing I'll go over is using Ultimate Wind Charge, or also known as Ultimate Wind Charge. Okay, and this skill, you see me use it in my part 3 video for endgame rotations, but I'm going to show you what happens when I use the skill. It's going to shoot me backwards because of the recoil, and then it's going to, in order to spam the skill, it's going to be using, I'll be using evasive shot, and that'll move me to the right. Okay, so this is what it looks like if I don't control it. So as you can see, I moved kind of diagonally in this direction, right? And that's because it was moving me back and to the side. But you can control this motion by turning your camera 90 degrees to the left. If you're moving to the right, you turn your camera to the left, and if you're using wind control charging, ultimate wind control charging to the left, then you'll turn your camera to the right. So now I'm going to show you what it looks like when you control it. So now what you see is I only moved this distance. So you can control where your character is moving based on how you turn your camera. And how it works is, no matter what, ultimate wind charging is going to recoil you backwards, but you can return to your original position or near your original position by using evasive shot, because you're going to turn your camera to the side 90 degrees, and because evasive shot is going to move to the side, that'd be D, it's closer to your target, right? So even if you recoil back, turn your camera, and you're going to evasive shot back towards your target. So I'll do it again just so you can see. See how that works? Alright, so just make sure after you use your evasive shot to move back closer to your target, you gotta turn your camera back to its original position to shoot again. So you're moving like this. Just, don't get dizzy. But that's how you can control it, okay? So practice that. It's a good thing to know in PvP as well as PvE, but in PvP especially, because you can move closer to your target and away from your target as well. You just turn your camera in the other direction. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to talk about is skill range. So I'm back here, and if I move far enough, I can't hit that scarecrow with my regular attack. Okay, but there are 3 different skills that give you more range. That is, number 1 would be Reaper's Flurry, also known as Blasting Gust. So right now I can't target. Now I use it and I can target. Alright. What else is there? There's Advancing Wind, also known as Penetrating Wind. Right, I can target that far away. There's another skill that I don't talk about much, but it's called, for those of you that have it, Cutthroat Arrow for the translated people, and NAEU it's called Tearing Arrow. That's this skill. So right now again, I can't hit the scarecrow, but I use the skill, and now I can target. Okay, so those are the 3 skills that give you more range. What else do I have? Alright, so there's also, okay, let's talk about this skill first. Explosive evasive shot. I get some questions about this as well. Because of this skill, riding the wind, or I think in NAEU it's called wind riding. But it's after you use this skill, evasive explosion shot, you can use this to do an additional dashing motion to, I don't know, move further away from your opponent or target. And the problem with this is that, I mean, it costs only 5 SP, but I mean, every bit of SP it's really valuable for your character. But what really hits the spot is the amount of stamina that it requires, which is 200. So stamina in PvP is really valuable as well, so I don't suggest you getting this skill. But what you can do is imitate it doing something else. So evasive explosion shot, in the video here, they only show you doing that backflip, which is that. But in the middle of, or at the end of the backflip animation, you can left click, left mouse button, and it'll do a down attack. And that'll do quite a bit of damage. So that's, I guess you can call that a hidden skill because it doesn't really tell you about it, but most people know about it. But what people don't know is that you can imitate this skill without actually having it, but it will cost you a significant amount of SP, or I mean not SP, sorry, stamina. So I don't recommend you use it. I don't even use it, but if you want to know, you can use it, okay? So how it works is you're going to do evasive explosion shot. What is it called? Evasive explosion shot, left mouse button to do the down attack, and then cancel that down attack to do the dashing motion. But you have to turn your camera 90 degrees if you want to move backwards. So in hindsight, it's like a triple dashing, backwards dashing motion. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, I crashed into a scarecrow. I'll do it this way. Okay. So you're gonna, after that left mouse button click to do the down attack, you're gonna turn your camera 90 degrees and use your directional key to go backwards according to where your camera is. If you turn your camera this way, it'd be D. Okay, and then you can cancel. Right? So that's a cool thing, but I mean, I'll do it again and look at how much stamina it costs. Holy cow, that's a lot. It doesn't look like a lot, but it's a lot. So I don't recommend you use it, but if you want to know, that's how you do it. You can also cancel a mid-air jump using moving shots, which I don't recommend either, but just some cool things that you might want to learn or might want to know for whatever reason. So moving shot, right, left mouse button, and you're going to jump. And that's another dashing motion. Look at how much stamina it cost me in order to do that. Oh my gosh, it hurts. So I don't recommend you use that, but if you want to know, that's how you do it. You can also cancel that animation in mid-air with pinpoint shot, also known as exploit weakness. So I'll go ahead and do that. Oops, this one's a little bit harder to do. Well, that was it right there, but I wasn't even in the air. There you go. Alright, so I was mid-air and then I canceled it using exploit weakness. Is there a use for that kind of skill? No. But again, if you just want to know, now you know. Let's see, am I missing anything? MP regen, I went over that. Oh, okay, how about wind charging? I get some questions about this too. There's several ways that you can activate this skill. One way is after exploit weakness or pinpoint shot, you can hold down the left and right mouse button and it'll activate. So that right there was the wind charging. And then another way would be to use evasion or double dashing, right? Double tap your left or right, and while holding down left and right mouse button, it'll activate wind charging. But you have to hold them all down. Okay, so that's another wind charging way. Will of Wind has another way to activate the skill. I went over this in the canceling portion of my videos, but I'll go over it here as well, just in case someone missed it. Directional key, instead of, it's supposed to be shift and Q, but it roots you in place, and that's not ideal. So directional key and then hit F. Directional key and hit F. Alright, so that's another hidden key combo. It's not a hidden skill, but it's a hidden key combo. Another interesting thing is you can hold down shift, or for me it's control, but so I don't confuse you guys, it's shift and left mouse button. So regularly I can just, and you notice I'm only hitting one target, but if I hold down the shift button, then it'll become an AoE, but it'll cost MP in order to do this. But on the bright side, if you have monsters all grouped up together, it actually regens MP. So let me show you that. Alright, so I lost a bunch of MP and I want to regen. I'm going to hold down shift and left mouse button. Alright, so I just regened on my MP. Of course, it is slower than using Reaper's Flurry or Blasting Gust canceling. Remember that, this. Okay, so it's not as fast as that, but it's a way to do it. And it's not something that's explained in the skills, so I wanted to go over that. What else? Call of Heaven is another interesting skill. Let me show you that. I think for NAEU it's like something to do with the sky, like Calling of the Sky or something. Call of, I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. It's this skill right here. I noticed that a lot of rangers actually have this, including myself. It's a pretty fun skill to have. In the skill video here, it makes it look like you can jump 20 to 30 meters, and that is a total lie. That's why I got it in the first place, but it's misleading in that way, in that fashion. But anyway, some cool things I learned about the skill for those of you that have the skill is you can do some pretty cool stuff with it. Right, so how you use it is with the W key, and then you're doing that forward dashing attack, this thing, and then you're going to press spacebar. And one of the hidden skills within that is you can click left mouse button in the middle of your jump, and that'll create a umbrella attack. I won't call it a down attack because it's not officially a down attack. Like when you do damage to a monster, it doesn't say down attack, so I won't call it down attack. I'll call it an umbrella attack. So I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, it doesn't do nearly as much damage as evasive explosion shot, so it's not something you should spam. But one of the uses for that is for MP regen. If you're at absolutely 0 MP regen, the good thing about Call of Heaven is that it uses stamina instead of MP. So if you're at absolutely 0 MP, you can get a little bit of MP back. Usually you get about 60 or 63, something like that, and that's literally just enough to start Q spamming, and you'll get a full bar of MP without even using pots. So that's pretty amazing. So I'll show you that. Alright, so I'm at 0. Now I'm at 65. Okay, now I'm at a full bar. So that's one of the cool perks of having it. I mean, generally this skill isn't really useful. Again, it uses stamina in order to use, and when you're doing PvP, stamina is really important to save for canceling, and the amount of distance that it moves you isn't significant enough to be useful. Right, and you can see how much stamina that eats up just spamming it 3 times. I mean, it's just not practical to use. But for those of you that have it, that's a cool thing about it. And not only can you do a left mouse button in the middle of your front flip, you can do a right mouse button. And what it does in PvE is that it knocks down the monsters you hit. But in PvP it doesn't do jack squat, because I tested this out and it's totally useless. But I'll show you anyways. Alright, my computer lagged a little bit, but I'll do that again. Okay, so it just kind of hops you, or bounces on top of your enemy. So it knocks down in PvE, but yeah, it's not really useful, but it's good to know. The last thing that I want to go over is your dagger attack. Right, left mouse button. Um, you can hit a target, and you can see here that it gives a movement speed debuff, so it slows them down. But if you do a forward attack, this one, and then you do your right mouse button for the dagger, it does a spinning attack, which gives a different debuff, which is decreased attack speed. So I'll go ahead and do that. Ooh, look at that. Decreased attack speed. Is it useful? No, not even in PvP. So, there you go. I think that's just about everything left I had to offer, and all my knowledge about skills. So hopefully you guys learned something new, guys and girls learned something new. Uh, if you guys didn't, then I'm sorry, this video was a waste of time, but um, my next videos will probably be all PvP content, or they might be like, I didn't upload a video on me killing Nover, which is the desert dragon world boss. I have a video of that, but I just didn't upload it yet. But other than that, pretty much the rest of my videos will probably be PvP. So I'll see you guys in those videos. Hope you guys learned something new, and yeah.